Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Nikhil, your voice is audible.
Yes, all right. That's completely great. So a warm welcome, everybody, to the CRM webinar where you can sell anything if you can tell anything. So this is presented to you by V Tiger and Rexon. So once again, a very warm good morning to each of you. It's a kind request to all our participants that when you're entering this webinar, please enter your name as given to us. So please enter your original names, all the attendees, all our 20 attendees who are with us. So thank you so much. We have all of you on board. So a very, very warm welcome to this lovely webinar to all of you yet once again. So as I said, we'll be beginning this wonderful session shortly. So hope you all are tired. Can you all just say a hi or good morning that you are ready for this wonderful thing to absorb on this lovely day? I kindly request everybody good morning. Yes, thank you. There's one person who's very active. Hello, Mr. Harish Nair. Hello, Mr. Gaurav. Hello, Mr. Ramesh. Manju Kapoor. Hello, good morning. Hi, Mr. Aditya. Hi, Mr. Manoj Kumar. All right, as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, for the next set of hour or so, this is going to be a very, very interesting topic where it's all about this lovely growth webinar. So please pay attention to all of it. So let me give you some general rules that we are about to follow in this webinar. So a kind request, in case at any given point of time you have any doubt, please raise your hand, or you can just put up a message in the chat box. So our backend team will get back to you regarding this. Right, so please ensure that you're not disrupting the meeting in any form, and kindly pay attention to all the while, and please stay back till the end. Do not leave the meeting mid-end. So this will be one interesting little thing that I would like to tell all of you, that the more attention you pay, it's going to be a great deal for all of you. So once again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining up with us on this lovely day. Every first Thursday is what we are going to have this. So as dated and as said, July 2nd, this wonderful day is where we are having this lovely webinar. So I hope all of you are ready.
Yeah, we are ready, Nikhil. So should we start?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, it's time we make this happen. The speaker for the day here we have with us Mr. Ramesh, ladies and gentlemen, who is heading all this for all of us. So please, please give a hi to Ramesh. So Ramesh is out here.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Ramesh, for joining us on this lovely day. So hope all our participants are very eagerly waiting for you and your suggestions, and every single thing you have to give it to us. So please kindly let's start the lovely webinar, and once again a warm good morning to everyone.
Yeah, and Nikhil, can we also introduce the team from V Tiger and our team so that we can set the contest and then start the webinar?
Yes, please, sure thing. So just give a little introduction of each of them, ladies and gentlemen, all the people who are with you for this lovely day. So first, as said, we have Mr. Ramesh with us. Once again, Ramesh sir, a warm welcome.
Yeah, hi everyone and welcome.
So shall I take over to introduce our team?
Yes, please.
Sure. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Ramesh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session here. And we are from We Tiger, and we have a good team here over here with a lot of interesting people around. And I would like to introduce our team members over here today. The presenter, the panelist, and some of the other members who are just helping us to get it done. So I'm Suma from We Tiger team. Dheeraj, can you please share the screen, please? And yeah, and we have Dheeraj here and Ganesh, who is partnerships manager. Dheeraj, he is a sales specialist, and Jyoti Kumar, he's retention team lead, and Harsha, he works for enterprise sales lead, and we also have a team member, Harish, who is director of business development. Welcome, a warm welcome to everyone here, and we will be having good topics ahead with some of the interesting topics, say how to manage your contact in marketing, automation related, and capture your leads, and how to handle your events efficiently, and get the sales insights, how much you sold and what next to do, in simple, easy steps, and how to follow up with each of your deals. So follow up with either email and what action to take next, and how to handle some of the support, or the cases that how do you deal with. And also we come across with the new features that we will be explaining in the end, say WhatsApp integration and Google Hangout integration. So I'll hand over to Ramesh right now. Thank you everyone for joining this lovely moment. Hand over to Ramesh.
Yeah, thank you, Suma.
You're welcome.
Nikhil, can you also introduce the team from Rick Singh's who and all are there?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Nikhil.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible is little feeble, but it's okay.
Yes, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, from our team Rexins today with us, we have Mr. Ramesh, and we have Nandini also with us over there. So, thank you, these two people, for joining.
Yeah. Thanks, Nikhil. And we also have Bharat, the account manager, who's also there in this webinar. So thank you, Suma. Thank you, Nikhil. And thank you, everyone in the back end for assisting us make this webinar successful. And also thanks to all the participants who have come today in large numbers to attend this webinar. Are you able to see my screen, Suma? There's a PowerPoint which I'm sharing. Are you able to see it?
Not yet. I can only see your first slide.
Yeah,
Is that
effect.
thing that you're talking about, Ramesh?
Yeah, the CRM webinar first slide. You're able
Yes,
to see.
yes, yes,
Sure,
yes.
sure. All right. So thanks for all the introduction. So now, before we start, let me just set the context of this particular webinar. Most of us, who are attending this webinar are typically MSMEs and SMEs. So MSMEs and SMEs, how the government is kind of bifurcated, predominantly companies which are around 100 and 250 crores and less than 350 employees. So now this sector is actually largely impacted during this COVID pandemic because of the economic slowdown across the globe, across India and across Bangalore and all over the world. So today we are going to share you some practices, best practices in marketing, some best practices in terms of how you can convert your activities digital and be COVID ready. We are also going to talk about how we ourselves did our story of Rick Singh's, how we adapted to this, and then we'll end with giving you two sparks, and we'll also show you that a tool like VTiger, which can help you to go digital during this COVID times. So that is the kind of story that we have for you for today. And today we also have the Business Development Director from VTiger, Mr. Harish, who joined recently. He is also part of it, so he may be also able to give his wisdom towards the end. All right, so let's start first with our story, Rixing story. So Rixing is an organization. We believe in empowering one by information, because what we strongly believe is in whatever we do, we empower people with information. And when the right information is given, we believe that a person can be empowered and he can handle the situations better. So this webinar is also kind of a initiative to empower you with information, and you can equip yourself with this information and go back to the market, to handle this pandemic much better. All right. So now our story. Our story is we are also an MSME. How we handled this COVID pandemic. So we could have also sat down back at our home, thinking that the market is closed. What do we do? But what we did is actually in the last 90 days, right from the lockdown when it started, we actually didn't. We know that the lockdown is only for mobility, but it is not for our mind. So what we did is we actually opened our marketing engine in the lockdown. So currently we have close to around 15,000 leads in our system and close to around 3,500 contacts who are form of customers and prospects in our system. So we actually got back to them, got back to these contacts and leads in our system and opened up this webinar. So this webinar is actually the 5th show in success, which started during the lockdown in April. So we started the first webinar in April 2, when Suma actually became the host, and again today she is continuing to be the host along with Nikhil. And today is the 5th webinar, and close to around 400 to 500 people already attended this webinar. Now what happened is during these webinars, we also started getting a lot of leads. And in the lockdown, actually we closed 2 deals. That is actually was very much motivating for our team. And these deals came because of these webinars. Now, in terms of our COVID readiness, what and all we have done. First and foremost, we are working as 35% capacity in our office. So that is one precaution for social distancing that we've taken. Second is we have set up a team in Mysore, so which is actually cost effective in terms of compared to Bangalore, which handle our marketing and key account management. Then third is whenever our staff come inside the office, our security guard scans them with the temperature scanner and sanitize their hands, and they come into the office which is well sanitized, and there's a good amount of social distancing. Then next, in terms of our attendance, so earlier they used to sign on the attendance, but because of COVID, what we've done is we have used the check-in, check-out feature in the CRM, which later we will show you, which acts as an attendance. Then third, what we have done is for making calls, because we know that work from home and a lot of things have to be done over here. We have implemented a system in which they can make a call directly from their computer, and the call lands on their mobile or home phone number and landline number, whichever they're across India, or even if they're across the globe also, the system works where they click on the computer and the call lands on their phone. That phone can be configured. So you see, a physical touching of the phone in the office is totally avoided because of that. So these are few of our measures that we have done. We have empowered our marketing engine. We have gone digital, and we have shown you that in the lockdown, actually, when people were not having orders, we have actually received orders. That is something that I like to instill in you, that the mobility is only for your physical movement, not for your mind. So you can always open up your mind and keep your digital marketing and your digitalization of your systems that can help you overcome this. Now, before we get into the next item on the agenda, I'd like to ask you a question. You can answer this question on the chat. Imagine if I give you 1 crore rupees, Indian rupees, now, what would you do? So the question is open. You can put it on your chat. So the question is, if I give you 1 crore rupees now, what would you do? Yeah, the chat is open. Participants, let's have a, invest. But okay, but where will you invest, Harish? Can you, Harish, be more clear where you would like to invest? Enjoy, okay. Okay, Harish would like to invest in real estate. Manoj would like to enjoy, okay. Anyone else? All right. So now what I see from the answers, what I see, invest on telecom. Okay, very good. Uh, Now if you see, most of you are wanting to take that money. Someone wants to do an entertainment. Someone says I'll invest in real estate. Bhavna says she'll invest in telecom. But did you notice? Did you notice? Uh, Let me keep this answer holding. But before that, let me share you a story. Once there was a person who was cutting the tree in the forest. Yeah, so in the forest he was cutting the tree, and then there was a passerby was going, and then he saw him, he looked very tired, and he went to him and asked him, "You look very tired. Why don't you take a break?" Uh, and he said, "No, no, no. I have this job to cut this tree. I can't take a break." Then he said, "Okay, can you at least take a break and sharpen your axe? And if you can cut fast." He said, "No, no, I don't have time to sharpen the axe." Now, if you notice over here, the point to ponder is if he had taken a small break, he was actually cutting it, and he says within a day he'll cut that tree. But if he had taken a short break and if he had sharpened his axe, he could actually cut the tree in half a day. Now, the same is what is happening with us in our day to day life. We are so busy in our day to day activities that we seldom take time to sharpen our axe. Our axe is nothing but our brain. If we sharpen that axe, then you would see that when you go back to your business, you would actually perform much better. Now here is the same thing which correlates to that 1 crore. So none of us told in the 1 crore that they'll invest a little bit on sharpening your mind. So sharpening your mind is maybe you go back, read some books, undergo these webinars, a lot of these things which will actually sharpen your axe. And then when you go back to your industry, you would be actually performing much better. All right. Now, when I went across the world and I asked a lot of our customers, currently we have around 240 customers across the globe. You go to any continent, you would see one customer of ours. And since we started in Bangalore, you go to any major street in Bangalore, you have a customer of ours. Now, from each of our customers, there's a learning which we have learned. And then when I went across the world and I interviewed top CEOs like Mr. Narayan Murthy and others, and I asked them this question: what is the secret of your source, your successness? How will you become successful? What is that number one thing what you have done which made you success? So there were, of course, many answers what people came out with. They said this is the reason, this is the reason. It's a huge list. But there was one answer which was actually always bubbling up. It was on the top, and everyone whom I met said the same answer, which was the top of them. And this is that answer what they said. They said they grew their business by strengthening the relationship with their customers. So the relationship with their customers is what they said was the core reason why they grew. If the relationship was not strong, they said that the growth was always having a challenge. Now, the second question for you is, when you see a tree, I mean, you don't have to answer it, I'll tell you that since we are running short of time. When you see a tree, what do you notice? Now, the answer what most of the people give generally is they say that they see the branch, they see the leaves, they see the fruits, they see the shadow, they see everything. Now, when I boil down these answers, what I typically saw is that the people are always looking at the benefits what they get from the tree, how they're getting benefited out of that tree. Uh, but did you know the reason why you have that branch, the reason why you have that shade, the reason why you have that fruits are because of this? Because you have that root which is very strong. Because the root is strong, that's the reason the tree is standing erect and giving you all these benefits. And if in business, the root is nothing but your relationship with your customer. So if your customer relationship is strong, then automatically your fruits, the fruits is nothing but the profit you're getting, the business that you're getting, the referrals that you're getting from the customer. All this is actually an outcome of this particular relationship. All right. Now in this lockdown, even in unlockdown 1.0, still I see a lot of companies are not very comfortable going out and meeting their customers. A lot of companies are not willing for others to come and meet them because still the pandemic is growing. But in this pandemic, distance doesn't matter if your relationship is strong. All right. So now one point I'd like to share over here is when you're building a relationship with your customers, actually the behavior is mattering that. So your behavior actually impacts the kind of relationship that you're making with your customer. Now, if you noticed in this slide, I've shown you there are four kinds of behavioral patterns. One is called as the go-getter, one is the promoter, one is the examiner, and one is the nurturer. Now, these are all you could say is as a manufacturing, you know, specification of yours. When you're born, these are also kind of come with you over a period of time. And these behavioral patterns doesn't mean that one is superior to the other or one is inferior. It is their own behavioral patterns. Just like you can't say that men is superior or inferior and women is superior. Everyone has their own benefits and limitations. Similarly here. Now here, a person who has a go-getter behavioral pattern is someone, so if you see over here, the first row, which is go-getter and promoter, these are fast people. The second row, examiners and nurturers, they are slow in whatever they do. Similarly, if you see the column number 1, go-getter and examiner, these people are task-oriented. So they're always focusing on getting the task completed. And the next column is promoters and nurturer. These people are generally people-oriented. They typically want to be with people, want to help people like that. So if you see, go-getter is actually a combination of fast and task-oriented. Now, when you meet your customers or prospects or your colleagues or anyone in your family member who speak very fast, who like to always have expensive things like an expensive car, an expensive dress, an Armani suit, or a Mercedes Benz, or they like to move around with expensive things. These are typically go-getters, and they are people who will also speak fast. They want to do things faster. Now, when you are building relationship with this kind of a customer, if you are slow and if they're fast, typically you will see that you will have a challenge. So you will have to adapt to them. So for example, let's say if you are selling a car to a go-getter and you will start telling him, see, these are the features. I have feature A, feature B, feature C, feature 10, feature 11, feature 100. Go-getters will not be ready to listen. They'll just say, give me the key, I'll figure out myself. So with those kind of customers, better you actually hand over the key to them and just give them limited bulleted points. Similarly, next is promoter. So promoters are people who are actually fast, but they want to be always around people. So if you go to a party or you go to some places where they are surrounded with people with colorful dresses, they are the promoters. And when you're networking with promoters, you have to be always trying to take them to new places, new joints. You need to make them enjoyable. Those are the kind of people who are promoters. The next is examiners, who are task oriented and slow. Now, these are typically chartered accountants, educationists, these kind of people. For them, they need more information. They always want a lot of information before they can take a decision. Then the next is nurturer. Nurturer people actually, they are slow. They're always wanting to help others. You would see they're not wearing expensive clothes. They always, and even when they're giving a handshake, you would see they'll come and grasp your hand and then give you a shake. Now, with these people, you have to be slow and you have to be always people oriented. Now, these are the 4 kind of behavioral patterns. Why we are telling this is when you're going digital, when you're using your marketing engine on, when you're communicating with them, you have to communicate in their behavioral pattern. So, for example, you're communicating to a go-getter in the marketing, you need to give them limited information. But if you're communicating to an examiner, actually you need to give them hundreds of information, brochures, links, all that, because they will do all the kind of thorough analysis what they need. So with that, I'll go to the next slide. So the next slide is about one of our customer. So he is Mr. Muthu from Aquastar. So they also had the same kind of challenges in the COVID times. They were also having, they have salespeople all over the India, and they are finding challenges in terms of digitalizing their activities. So we implemented vTiger CRM for them. Today they use the vTiger mobile app to enter all the data. They use the mobile app for doing the check-in, check-out information. They use the CRM system for managing all the emails what they send to the customers. They use it for managing all the task activities. And today, as I speak to you, they're also an MSME, but they've grown by around 12.5 crores in the last 1 year alone by digitalizing their processes. And now, actually, Mr. Muthu, sitting out of Bangalore, at any point of time, he knows what are all the open activities of each of his account managers across all the metros in India, the 10 people whom they have engaged. And as a result, you're seeing the kind of sales growth what they've got. Now, coming back in our analysis, when we went across the globe and found out what are all the challenges what people have in terms of the CRM, this is what we found. We found that these are the common challenges which people had. The number one challenge which people had was no proper follow-up. So there's a saying which says fortune is in the follow-up. So we have seen companies which improved on their follow-ups have even grown from anywhere between 35% to 500%. I remember a company which was doing around 1 crore of turnover from one particular entity, and by improving their follow-up, they increased it to 1 crore. From 20 lakhs to 1 crore. That is the kind of growth what they got. Then the next is multiple points of data entry, and at this point in the COVID, definitely you would need to centralize your data. Most of the times what happens is your customer data is in a diary, it might be in a mobile on an email, or it might be in a calendar, it might be in an email in a different way. And when you need that information, typically you try to toggle between different applications to get that information. However, when you go digital, you can grow digital by centralizing the data in one system. Then we have seen managing sales team like Aquastar. So Aquastar had sales team all over India. So they need something which is centralized. They need something in which they can get information. And so putting them into a centralized system would be a way how you can manage a sales team which are across geography, across different places. And now because of the pandemic, work from home culture, you might see them they're working in different parts of Bangalore also. Then the next, which is also surprising for us, is the unable to track the payment. Yeah, this is also surprising. We are really surprised to see some customers say they forget to raise an invoice. So you, because of the follow-up activities, you get a reminder. And the next most, after the follow-up, the second most problem what we saw was unresolved customer complaints. This is also one of the major reasons why a relationship breaks. Because when a customer comes to you saying, I have this problem, that is the time actually you can build a better relationship with them. And very often we have seen most of the customers, most of the prospects that initially we were kind of consulting, they were avoiding the customers who came back to them with complaint. The kind of answers they gave was, I'm not available, and they don't reply the mails. They have reasons for not solving them. But however, we've seen customers who grew well, where the one actually they capitalized on that opportunity. They went back and they went beyond what they can do to solve the customer problem. And because of that, the relationship became very strong. And because of that, we have seen that these customers have got repeated orders from those customers. They have got referrals from those customers. And believe me, that is the best time when you can build the relationship with your customer. And this applies not only for your customer, even in your personal life when someone comes to you for problem. And when you are behind them, like a wall, they would always remember you throughout their life. And that help would actually lead to better relationship with mutually. And the next is limited manpower. So when you have limited manpower, definitely you need to automate. I know, the first time when I went to the US, I was really surprised to see the kind of automation then done for everything. Simple thing like if you go to a petrol bunk in the US, here in India we have the luxury. We can take we have a person who will come and take the petrol gun, put it in that, then he brings you one card machine, you can swipe on that, whatever. So you have that kind of a luxury in India. But if you go to the Western countries, actually in petrol bunks, you yourself have to go to the dispensing unit. You need to take that gun, swipe your card, turn the petrol on, stop wherever you want, automatically that amount get deducted. Now, these are all automations what the Western countries have done when they have limited manpower. So similarly, in this pandemic, when you are working with limited manpowers or limited accessibility, if you automate your processes, you definitely see that you will be in a better way to overcome this pandemic challenge and economic slowdown. The next is wrong internal and external communication, especially when you have teams at this moment, when they're working from home, you might communicate something to your team and the team might communicate something to your customer and the customer might communicate something to their end users. So in this kind of a situation, centralizing your data, centralizing your communication, and all those communication coming to a central point is actually a way how you can overcome. A simple thing is like, let's say you talk on the phone call recording should be in your system. When you send an email, that email should be in the centralized system. When you're doing a meeting with a customer, the details of the meeting should be in a centralized system. Then you would see that every information is there. Or let's say you're doing a digital marketing, you're putting an advertisement on Facebook or whatever. So that data again should come back to the system. So from every source, the data comes into a centralized place. And then when you want to see what has happened with the customer, you get a 360-degree view of what's happening with the customer. And because of that, you would see that the customer communication internally, externally, will have, all of them will talk the same language. And what is the result? Your relationship with the customer will be much better. Then the third most thing in the CRM Mind Map, what we saw, the problem is losing leads. This is one of the third most problem of customers. Now, how they lose leaders? One, of course, improper follow-up. And the second most reason in losing these leads, what we've seen is once your salesperson leaves your organization, he takes all the visiting cards, he takes all the contacts. But then when you centralize this, all the information remains in your centralized place. Whether the person is not following up, you get a reminder. It says how many days you're not followed up. Later in the demo, actually, Dheeraj will show you how it will show a round within that lead or whatever, that so many days you're not contacted this. And similarly, all the data will be there in your system. So irrespective of your person leaving your organization, that data, that communication, what the last communication they've done, the last contacted date, what is the engagement score you had with that particular lead or customer, everything would be there in the system. So with this, I go to the next slide. We will also open up the question and answer towards the end. So if you're having questions, please hold on. So towards the end, we will have answer directly from VTiger and also from our team. So I'd like to introduce Srinivas, who is the CEO of VTiger. So Srinivas has been a pillar of this organization, VTiger. He's also a technical geek. He generally gives the message to you that there are so many tools available in the market, right? He says there are more than 1,500 CRM and related tools available in the market, but selecting the right tool is important. And also you need to have a tool. Okay, that is his message. Uh, Now, let me give a small introduction of how a CRM looks like in terms of the modules. So any CRM is an abbreviation of customer relationship management. Any CRM that you take in the world has three main modules or the three main pillars that we say. The first pillar is called the marketing pillar. Marketing pillar is an engine which actually gets you inquiries. And during this pandemic, what we recommend is keep your marketing engine on, because the marketing engine doesn't have a lockdown. You can always get back to your customer. But when you're getting back to your customer, as I told earlier, communicate to them in their language, their behavioral pattern. Don't send emails or communication which is not relevant to them. Something like, like you get a call from a telecom operator saying, hey, I have an offer for calling to Germany. But then they have all the data with them saying that you don't call to Germany very often. So you have customers' data, communicate to them with information which is useful to them. And don't go to them always selling things, because when you go selling, they're going to push you back. They'll say, no, 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 I'm not interested. But if you go to them, communicating information which is useful to them, that is when they'll start engaging with you. All right. So in marketing, you have campaigns and inquiries. Campaign is any inbound or outbound activity. Now, if you see, this webinar is also a campaign. Next is sales. In sales, you have accounts and contacts. Accounts is nothing but a B2B scenario, your customer, and contacts within them. In B2C, contacts is your customer. And then below that, you have sales deals. Sales deals are all the transactions that you've done with them. Then the third is customer support and service module. Once you sell your product or service, after the product is sold or service is sold, if they have some issues, they come back to you with their issues, which we call as cases or problems. And once you solve the problem, we have a centralized knowledge bank of how you solve. That is what is solution or FAQ, whatever it is. So these are the three main pillars. Now with this, I would like to hand over to Dheeraj to show you these in the CRM system. Dheeraj, you can focus more on the marketing module, because that is what the people have come here to understand how they can, in the pandemic time, use their marketing module to have their marketing engine on. So Dheeraj, you're
Yeah,
around?
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
over to you, Dheeraj. I'll stop my screen sharing. You can start.
Yes, please. Just a moment. I'm just sharing my screen. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is Dheeraj. I'm the co-host today. I'm the part of sales team in Vitaga. I have almost 8 years of experience in sales and marketing. And I have another host, Mrs. Suma. She works as a product marketing and retention team. And she'll be handling the client success meetings. Okay, and this will be agenda for the day. We'll be going through the contact management, then marketing automation, sending out the mass emails to your clients at this COVID time, and capturing the leads from your website web forms, and importing all your data, what you are having now in maybe an Excel sheet to Vitaga CRM, and how we can move the leads or your pipeline in Vitaga CRM. That's where you're going to focus on it. And next part, we'll be focusing on the event and task management, your appointments and your schedule management. Then we'll be coming up to the reporting parts of sales and slides, how we can generate the predefined reports and custom reports based upon your requirements. Then we'll be having the deal management, how the opportunity progress from one stage to another stage, and what are the tasks involved in each stage, and how our sales team will be focusing on a task, completing one by one task and another task, then following moving the sales stage from one stage to another stage. And we have something called as email sequencing. That's a completely automation part. We'll be focusing on email sequencing. Then finally, we'll be having the cases module. Case is nothing but the tickets. If the your customer raises any concern about the product, maybe it is not working properly, or maybe he need to have the another invoice or something like that. He can just drop an email to us so that we can reply back. And in the backend, we'll be having SLAs, service level agreements, and everything. And what's new in this webinar is we are having WhatsApp integration as well as Google Hangout integration. That means Google Meets integration. There's two new features we had come up in a recent release. Uh, uh, I hope you all know all our customers are more actively engaging in WhatsApp, as well as nowadays because of this COVID, most of the meetings and everything is happening in Google Meets, Zoom, online meetings are happening, right? That's the reason why we had come up with WhatsApp integration and Google Meets integration. Okay, this will be the agenda for this entire webinar part. I'll quickly jump into the contact management. Okay, this is your contact module. Actually, as soon as you log into your account, uh, you'll be redirecting to the dashboard. Dashboard is consist of the predefined reports. Actually, it's a completely reports part is available here. How your team is working, how many leads you got, how many phone calls your team had made, and who are the team members, what's the percentage, what's the recent comments. Okay, everything you can have it in your one single page. Actually, how your entire team is working, everything here. Okay. And while coming to the contacts, actually, this is a list of your contacts, your contact database. You can just click on add a contact, and you can add the contact details. You can just enter the last name and the phone number, which organization he works, and based upon skill set or maybe geographic area, you can assign the particular contact to different people, or maybe different people in your team, like that. You can do that one also in vTago. These are all the available fields for your contacts module. Let me just this is a basic information block. You'll have the plenty of fields available based upon your requirement. You can customize this form, entered form. If you want to add new fields, you can add the new fields. If you want to delete some of the existing fields also, you can delete them. That flexibility is completely available in vTago. Within just mouse clicks, you can do that. And let me just take one lead here. Maybe I can take Ankit Chowdhury. Okay, these are details of Ankit Chowdhury actually. These are Mitsubishi Electronics is where he works in. And if you go to deep dive, you'll get the complete details of that Ankit Chowdhury actually. What exactly he is, what's his phone number, where he exactly is working, what's his title, what's his designation, who created it, when created it, everything from where we have got these details, everything you'll be having in one single page. Okay. And you can capture the address details. And for example, you have a call with this customer. You can just broadcast it to entire your team actually. I can just broadcast to Mr. Moni saying that I had a call with this. And here are the minutes of meetings. I can just broadcast it to Mr. Monish. Monish is my reporting manager. You can assume Monish is my reporting manager. And as well as we have something called as updates here. You can see complete audit log of what exactly has happened in this particular contact record or maybe lead record. Any updates has happened. Anything has been changed. Any follow-up has been made. What exactly the follow-up? Here I can see the email has been sent 2 months back. Okay, these are the complete audit report I'm having in this particular contact record. And we can just move the say lead status, whether it's hot, warm, or cold, or qualified. If it is qualified, you can just convert them into a deal. Like that, you can just move from one stage to a different stage in the lead management as well as in the contact management. This is how we work the contact management in Vitiger. Okay. Before I move to the next topic, I'll just take a quick pause for 30 seconds. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions. Any questions, please? Okay, I'll just move to the next topic. Next topic is marketing automation. The main focus of this webinar is also on marketing automation. I'll just move on to the marketing part. In the marketing, we have something called as campaigns, email campaigns. Campaigns are nothing but it's for your offline campaigning. For example, you are setting up a banner in a website, or maybe hoardings, or maybe conducting your offline exhibitions or trade shows or something, that you can have the details in the campaigns module, where you will be inserting all the complete details of the campaign. Who is the targeted audience? For example, I will say social media campaign, or maybe I'll say wood show campaign. You can have the complete details here. What's the product you're going to sell it over them? Okay, what's the campaign type, whether it is a trade show, or we have a conference or webinar, partnership event, a telemarketing events is going on, or something like that. You can have complete detailed information. You can have the cost and budget auditing also. How much is the actual cost and how much is the budget allocated for that? What's the revenue we're going to get it? Who are the people had participated in this campaign? Everything you will get a complete detailed report on it actually. This is for the offline campaign. And while we're moving to the online campaigns, that means email campaigns. You can just send out an email campaign based upon customer geography or maybe the products he is interested in. We can just create one campaign here. Let me just pull out a campaign which I had here. I just created one campaign here and I send out a few emails to my clients. Okay, this is the template I had used. And I have the targeted audience as 17 as my targeted audience. And I will get a complete detailed report of how many click, bounce, unsubscribe, who are the open, who are unopen, everything I'll get a detailed report. On top of it, if you want to send out another campaign based upon the response you got from this campaign, you can do it by just clicking on create a follow-up campaign. You can just click on to open recipients. Then automatically the persons who open this campaign will get another campaign. You can schedule another campaign also. Like, or else if you want to schedule another campaign for the people who doesn't open this campaign, then you can just click on to the unopened recipients, or maybe click like that. You can send out a complete email campaign to your clients. Actually, you can segment them maybe based upon the location. You want to send out an email campaign to the people who are there in Bangalore, or maybe Mumbai, or maybe Delhi, or maybe New York or Sydney, like that. Or else you want to send out an email campaign based upon the product they are interested in. Maybe they are interested in digital marketing product, or maybe they are interested in a software product, or maybe they want to have some hardware equipment, maybe some molds or something like that. Based upon the customer interest, the product what we are going to sell, you can just segment them and you can send out an email campaign. Before we send out an email campaign, actually we need to target the customers. The targeting of the customers will come up in the marketing list. This is a marketing list where you will be giving the conditions to segment the leads. Okay, you can just click on add a marketing list. You just need to give a name and select to whom you would like to send out a campaign. I'll just select my contacts. Here I'll say these are the conditions. I can just add the conditions here. Yes, it's just as simple as that. You can just select what are the condition you want to pull up. All the fields which are available in the contacts module will be available here to segment the leads or contacts. For example, you want to segment the leads who are there. Lead source is equal to referral or maybe a trade show. Then you can just click on it. Then automatically you can see 23 subscribers are there who are lead sources, trade show, and a cold call. Like that, you can just create a marketing list. On top of a marketing list, you can just create a email template, and with the email template, and you can just forward it to your clients actually. Okay, we have the email templates also. I'll just show you how the email template works in Vitiger. how simple it is and how straightforward. You can just, with just mouse clicks, you can create a beautiful email templates in Vitago. Okay, this is the email template part. Let me just try to add a new email template. Actually, in Vitago, we have the themes, actually, themes for the email template. These are some of the themes the customers can use. You can just click on that to use it, or else you want to start with a blueprint, you can just take a blueprint. You can add the images by just double clicking it, and you can replace the content what is available here with a new one. And or else you can just click on a predefined templates or your templates. You can use the already existing templates here. Or else you can start, if you're good in coding, then you can just start by coding your own template in CSS and HTML. Then forward and followed by, you have the, if you are already had created a template, you can just click on import and you can import the template here. That is also available. Okay, once you select the marketing list, then template, then you're ready to go for sending out an email campaign to your clients. Okay, this is about the email campaigning, how it works in Vitaga, what are the reports you are going to get, everything about the email campaigning. And in the latest release, we have something called as email sequencing. This is the email sequencing part. Email sequencing part is nothing but you can schedule a couple or maybe 4 or 5 emails based upon certain conditions. For example, if the customer had registered today, you can send out a email with welcome email. If day 2, you can send out with some product updates. Day 3, you can send out with different product updates. Like that, you can schedule a complete campaign with the sequence actually. It automatically triggers. You need not to schedule a campaign or do anything. Once you design an email sequence, then automatically it will send out the emails to your clients based upon certain conditions. As the example I had given, if you had registered on a website today, then today you'll be sending out a welcome email, tomorrow a product update email. After 2 days, you'll be having some personalized kind of email. Like that, you can follow up with the emails. Actually, it's an automation part which will come up in the backend. Okay, that's also available in Vitaga. And while coming to the next topic, I will just move to the website to lead capturing. Website to lead capturing means nowadays all our companies will have our registered domain name with the website, digital presence. And we'll be having a web form in your website saying if any website visitor would like to fill up the form, they can just come online and they can fill up the form. They can give the details, and once the details are done, then automatically one of our team member will follow up with them, and they will be um, moving the deals forward. Actually, for that case, we have something called as web forms in Vitago. You can capture the leads or the details of the customer from a web form. We'll just uh, click on contacts module or leads module, and you can design what exactly fields you like to capture. I just want to capture the last name, mobile number, and primary email address, something like that. Then based upon the required key, phone number, organization name, visitor websites, like that, you can grab any data from the website. You can make some fields as a mandatory field, some fields as a hidden fields also. And if you want your customer or maybe a website visitor to upload a file or a document, then automatically you can enable the file or uploading document option also from the web form. Okay, as soon as they enter the detail, then automatically it's going to create a lead in Vitaga or maybe a contact in Vitaga. And automatically it will be assigned to a particular group of people based upon the criteria you had set. And they will get the push notification in their mobile app, as well as browser notification and email notification in Vitaga. Okay, this is about the how the web form works in Vitaga. Let me just move to the next topic of importing your data into an Excel from the Excel sheets. How it works is actually we have an import option in Vitaga. Rather than manually entering one by one record, it's better we import all the data in just one go. You can just click on import and you can just select the file. Okay. you can just select the file, then automatically here I had just selected the file, import testing for contacts. Automatically it will show up here like this. To whom it need to be matched, first name and last name, what's the organization name, the primary email address, all the data will be captured and it will be mapped. And finally, it will give the imported records, actually, how many records has been imported, how many records has been created, any records updated or merged, or any records skipped because of duplicate prevention. And here we'll be having the field mapping. These are the columns available in the Excel sheet, and these are the fields available in the CRM field. Okay, first name I had marked to first name, email I had marked to primary email, phone number marked to mobile phone, lead source I marked to life cycle stage. Like that, you can just map them and you can just easily import all your data into vDiagram. And once you are done, once you are satisfied with the import, you can just click on finish to finish the import. This is how with just few clicks you can import all your data into vTiger, and you can start using vTiger to follow up with your clients and to move the deals from one stage to another stage for a quicker automation. Okay. And we have next topic, we have the event and task management actually in vTiger. Under essentials, we'll be having an events. Okay, for example, you want to schedule any appointment with your client, you can schedule an appointment from here itself. You can just have the name of the event. Maybe you're having a meeting with Atul. A meeting with Atul. You can just schedule the timing. Maybe I will say 10th at 11 a.m. I would like to have the meeting with Atul, and I want it to be lost up to 12 o'clock. And you can specify the agenda here. You can invite a number of participants here. It will automatically send the Google invite, calendar invite for them. They can just have the pin it to their Google calendar or maybe Office 365 Outlook calendars. And if you have more fields, you can just to whom it was assigned, what's the status, any location you want to specify, you can specify the location and which organization it is, and you can just save it. Automatically, it will sync with your Google Calendar, Office 365, and Outlook. And it will also remind you before 1 hour or 30 minutes of the event, saying that you're having a meeting with Atul on so-and-so date. Or maybe before 10 minutes, it will remind you. It will send out an email to you before 1 hour, just for a reminding purpose. And also we have something called as calendar view, Kanban view, as well as the calendar view for that. You can just move from 1 week to another week like that. Or else if you want to assign a filter, you can assign a filter also here. This is a list view. Okay. I'll take all the events here. It's need to pop up what the events I had scheduled with my clients here. These are all the events I had scheduled with my clients. And also, for example, if a sales team member had scheduled an event and he haven't updated the notes, then automatically the manager will get the update saying that Mr. Ravi had a meeting with this particular customer yesterday, but he haven't updated it yet. Like that, you will get a complete detailed notification as well as alerts in vTiger as a manager, so that you can monitor your team performance as well as you can see what are the meetings they are having, how much time they are spending in the office or something like that, how many emails they are sending, how many phone calls they are making up. And you can have the complete phone call records and logs also in vTiger, when it was started, when it was ended, everything. You will have the complete detailed report in vTiger CRM that is available with us. Okay. And also, for example, if the customer want to schedule an appointment with us, we have something called as appointment pages in vTiger. Rather than having a multiple conversation with your client saying that whether this time will work for you or that time will work for you, it's better you just send out a link of your calendar just like this. This is my calendar. Actually, if someone wants to schedule an appointment with me, they can just click on their preferable date and automatically my calendar will come up here. My free slots will come up here. If I want to schedule our 4 p.m. calendar, then automatically the details will come up here like this. Okay, they can just fill up the form and they can block my calendar. Then automatically in vTiger, I'll get a blocked calendar will be blocked. My calendar will be blocked for that particular time slot. And as well as the customer will also get a calendar notification on their calendar and an email alert from VTagger CRM. This is a simple way rather than wasting too many emails from both ends, having uh, diversified conversation. It will be how we will be having a very straightforward setting an appointment with your clients. Okay. And this is about the appointment page and event management. The same way you can have the task management also managed in VTagger CRM. And we have something called as sales in slides. Next topic is sales in slides. It's a pretty important one for a manager to look into the how the sales team is working and how they are performing and what exactly they are doing, how many emails they are sending. Everything you'll get a complete detail analysis here in sales in slides actually. You can have the activity reports here. How many activities they had in January. You can see how many mobile calls, email calls, tasks, and everything. You can have it in one place here. How many activities has been completed? What's the activity efficiency? How many deals has been added in your pipeline? What's the deal value? Here we have the pipeline activities actually. What's the size of your deal and who is the owner who are when in which month they had entered into the pipeline. And we have the funnel progression. This is a very important. We can see at what stage they are in and how it was progressing from one stage to another stage. And this entire pipeline can be customizable based upon your business requirement. Okay, there's the funnel progressions available. Okay, and we have the product pipeline also available. And we have something called as close won and close loss results. Uh, cycle, product cycle by duration, where exactly the deals are lying. And we can have the closed analysis, as well as we can have the ideal deals. Okay, how many ideal deals are there? How many slip deals are there? How many are overdue deals? And everything you'll get a complete detailed report actually. This is about the sales and slides. And also you have the complete, if you like to have more reports in VTagger, you can customize those reports in VTagger and you can put it in onto your dashboard actually. That thing is also available here. Okay, I'll just move on to the next topic. We have journey task and deal management. Okay, this is my pipeline actually. Phone call, then follow up, sharing NDA agreement, re-verifying it, then closing a deal, close one and close lost. Okay. For example, if you want to add any activity through that, okay, in this stage you want to, in the ready to close, you would like to have the add a task or maybe schedule a call. You can just click on, just give me a moment, please.
Hello then, everyone who are attending this meeting right now. In case at any given point of time, you people have any doubts or queries, please raise your hand. Then we'll be able to give you a chance to answer it. Thank you.
I'm really sorry. Actually, my Wi-Fi has turned off. That's the reason why I just come back again.
Dheeraj?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so we are running short of time, so if you can quickly.
Yeah, I'll just take another 2 minutes of your time, Ramesh, and I'll just find it off. Okay. 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 In the re-verify stage, you want to have a schedule a call or something for to re-verify the commitments. At the time, you can just mention the call title here, call the customer to re-verify. Then automatically it will going to happen here actually. Okay, that we can have it here in the journey templates or journey task here. Like that, you can create n number of journey templates and tasks in VTagger. Okay, and finally, we have something called as cases module. which is a very big module actually. I will just give a glimpse of it, how it works. If a customer has raised any issues and send an email to our support team address, then automatically it will create a case in vTiger. Let me just open one case for you. This is how it looked like. It was assigned to Mr. Monish. The customer name is Mr. John Beck. You can just click on reply and you can reply back to the customer, or else you can add a comment. Also, if you want to assign it to someone, you can assign it to some other agent to respond back to the customer. You can make the status of the case to closed or wait for customer or wait for third party. You'll get the complete audit of what's the first response time, how much time it would take to resolve the case and everything here. And we have the related case also available. What are the related case for this customer? How many times we had reached out to us? Okay, everything we can have it in one screen, and we can have the what are the tasks and everything performed. We can have a 360-degree view of a customer. Okay, I'll just I had completed the one part of the agenda, and new features, the WhatsApp integration as well as Google Hangouts integration will be taken care by our co-host, Suma. Suma, can you please take it forward?
Sure, Dheeraj. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. I'm just stop the screen share. You can just carry on, please.
Sure. Thank you, Dheeraj. Thank you, Ramesh.
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen, Suma?
Just a moment. I'm just sharing my screen. You guys are able to see this? All right. So, am I audible, guys?
Yes, Suma, you're audible.
Yes, you're audible, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So we were looking at the WhatsApp integration. So we often think that is there any better way that we can chat or communicate with the contact? So is there any way that I can make my CRM easy to have a faster access to CRM and get a discussion on WhatsApp? So we thought of introducing WhatsApp here to your CRM. So what can we do with this is wherever they are, we can ensure that we don't miss out the notifications or relevant messages. So here, what you can do is you can send and receive WhatsApp messages to and fro from your contacts directly from the CRM. So here, it may be any matter. Say it may be in the form of invoice or quote or standard message, say greetings, or any notification and the alert. So, and also you can also customize your message and relate them with different modules and attach relevant documents with your message. So how can we take it forward? I integrate WhatsApp with my CRM. So, and what we may be thinking of, what are the other modules that it will work out. So what are the things that it is working on? So we come across the contact module, vendor module, deals, codes, invoice, cases, internal tickets. So these are the modules that are available that you can integrate WhatsApp to your CRM. But to do this, what is the next thing that I have to integrate? That is the next question we have in our mind. So it's most obvious that whatever, if we want to integrate, we need third-party things as well. So we introduced Twilio to integrate with WhatsApp. All right, and then we can go ahead. So how does it look like? So what are the prerequisites for that? So I will just show you one of the screen. When you go to your module, here you can see the WhatsApp module under conversations, under essentials. So you can see this WhatsApp icon here. In this tab, how I can take it ahead, and how can I set things here, and how does it look like, and what are the things that I should take care. So here there is a prerequisites, I can say. So to do this, what I can do is to integrate your Twilio with the WhatsApp. You need to have a Facebook Business Manager account. So if you have already have a Facebook message business manager account, then your business manager ID will be found in the business settings under business info section. So what I have to do is why this is needed is once if you set your approved business manager account, say whatever the WhatsApp uses, this is to identify your business and associate your phone number as well. So after doing this, what you have to do next is you have to so you are done with setting your WhatsApp number and all those stuffs. So to do this, once WhatsApp approves your Twilio numbers, you need to provide your Facebook business ID to Twilio as well. So these are simple 2 steps that you have to do it, and then it will be validated by Facebook, and then you will be approved for WhatsApp messaging. It's simple, and it will be done within half an hour or 1 hour or something like that, or it may take a day as well for the very first time. And yeah, so what are the things that you can do with this? What are the possibilities that you will be able to do? And using WhatsApp, so now you have, like, if you sign for WhatsApp, so what are the messages you can send to customers? So at present, you can do type and send individual text message, use the message to communicate to customers. In some of the cases, you can even create standard messages templates as well. So for you have different customers, you have different templates. So what does it do now? It will obviously save your time in avoiding individual messages, right? And also you can also reply to those messages sent by your customers in the last 24 hours, say last 24 hours. So yeah, so here how I can go ahead with this. What are the things that I can look at? So what are the possibilities, and do I have the availability to just modify or formatting options? Yes, you do have changing the text from different format. Okay, and say it may be like bold or italic or whatever. And also you can also check the status of WhatsApp messages. That is normally what you see. So it is like sent, received, delivered, read, queued, and undelivered. And also you can something called as workflows. In simple terms, we call it as automation. So in automation, we can see the WhatsApp messages for from workflows that is coming from workflow. So you can create a workflow in the CRM for certain WhatsApp messages. Say you have sent your maintenance team to service ACs for your customers. So what does it do? The maintenance crew will alert you once a service is completed. You can create a standard template and set up a workflow, and then send the invoice to customers once a service is completed. So this is how you can go with the automation. And there is also something called as automation WhatsApp with approvals. So what you can do is you can create WhatsApp messages, send approvals notifications, say some of the process such as if you want the approval notifications to tell the receiver whether a request submitted was approved or rejected. In that scenario, you can use WhatsApp messages for approval as well. So these are the things that you can go ahead, and it is easy to configure. And you have to deal with Twilio pricing as well to integrate with WhatsApp. That it can be taken care of. So we will be sharing, if you need more details, our co-panelist can help you with that. And next topic we come across Google integration. So in Google integration, we might have crossed such situation where I need to have a quick conference. I need to schedule a quick conference, and I do not want to create anything and waste time going to different pages and jumping on. In that scenario, what I can do is I can just schedule a conference here. So it may be, say, I have a case here. So in my case, as you can see in the point number 1 here, which I dotted over here, and you could see that in my cases, I want to have a conversation suddenly with my client. In that scenario, I do not have to go a lot of multiple process. So on the same page where you are, there itself you can schedule a conference. All right, and you can schedule a conference and then add the details. All right, and then share the link that will be generated, and this is how you can just say send. So by doing so, you can go with a quick meeting or quick conference that you can have. So it is like a Google Hangout chat or Google call in simple terms. So this is all about the benefits about how quickly you can save your time using Google Hangouts and conversation, and save your time. And also WhatsApp integration plays a major role in day-to-day life, and especially in this COVID pandemic time. So this is all about from my side. If you have any doubts, please put on a chat right now, and we can answer as much as possible. Thank you, everyone. Ramesh, can you take it
Yeah,
over,
sure,
please?
sure.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
stop the screen. I can share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
So in the meanwhile, we switch screens, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any doubts or queries, please leave it in the chat section. Please leave us any doubts. If you have, or if you want to ask a question orally, please raise your hand so that we can enable you. Thank you. Over to you, Ramesh.
Yeah, thanks. So are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Introduction marketing campaign. Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Suma and Dheeraj. I think we have a detailed understanding of the CRM now. I will just show you what we did in terms of marketing. So that will help you understand how we did marketing for this event. Let me just stop. Just show you the screen. All right. So now I have shared my screen. You're able to see the CRM, right, Nikhil?
Yes, please. The CRM is
Yeah,
visible.
okay.
Yes.
So what we showed is the 3 modules. If you click on this, you see marketing, sales, and help desk. These are 3 modules. So these are the things which actually Dheeraj had showed you: campaign, marketing list, email, and thing. I'll just show you what we have done. So if you see, we have actually created a marketing list. So again, this marketing list is based on certain things. So you can see 2nd July webinar, we created a marketing list and whom via email. And then what our team has done is they send an email campaign to all the people who invited for this event. So you can see here, this is sent to all our contacts. Mamta, who is our marketing person, has sent it to non-Australian leads. You can see that. Now, if I click on view report, so Mamta is our marketing person based out of Mysore, working in Nikhil's team. So you can see she sent around 5,194 emails. In that, 236 are opened, 17 clicked, all these things you can see. Now, if you click on unique opens, these are the people who opened the emails. You could see that. And then she makes calls to these people directly from here on the CRM. So if you see over here, Mamta has her dashboard. And whatever call she made is pretty much recorded onto the system over here. So you can see these are all the phone calls what she made from 3rd June to till 1st of July. You can see, right? So this is a 1 whole month campaign which she ran for this particular event. And every day, whatever call she made is over here. And if I click on this, let's say where she's made 81 calls, you can see what are the calls she's made. You can see these are all the calls what she made. And you can also listen to the calls. So if you see here, this is a call she's made. If you click on this, it opens up the recording. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, so this is the call. So if you see, this is how that digitalization happened, where she makes the call, and this call actually lands in her on her mobile. And right now, if you see in Mysore, there is a lockdown, so she's working from her home, but still, her activities are not impacted because she has the CRM. She makes the call, which lands on her mobile, and there's a check-in, check-out, which she does over here. So let me show another person's check-in. So Nandini over here. So you see, these are the check-in checkouts what they have done. So that is a kind of report what you can see, and it shows the location and what time and how much seconds they have worked on that particular day. Today we also have Ms. Suman Raju over here, because this event we have actually co-hosted along with MSME. Ganesh, can we just give the mic to Ms. Suman Raju? She can say in a minute something about MSME. Ms. Suman, are you there?
Yes, we can. So if they can raise the hand,
Yeah.
then
Ms. Suman, can you just raise your hand?
Suma, it's me, or is there somebody called as Suman?
No. Oh, I think she's not around in this. Okay, fine. That's
Okay.
fine. So she's the director of MSME, who has we have co-branded this event along with them. All right. So now I will just do the concluding slides of this presentation. All right. So we would like to leave you with two sparks for today since you attend. So the spark one is called "Old is Gold." So you might have heard the story. Like there's a golden egg which lays and they cut it. So similarly, in the business scenario also, very often we try to extract everything from the customer immediately, which is not possible. So, but over a period of time, you would see that actually the return on investment on a customer is much higher. So that we want to say there's a lifetime value of a customer. So don't cut your customer the first transaction itself. Give time. At least over a period of 3 years, you will see actually the return on investment on a customer is very high. Then the second spark, what I'd like to leave you with is the fortune is in the follow-up. So we have seen our customers grow from 35% to 300 to 500% just by improving on their follow-up. So with this, I'd like to conclude. And Nikhil, over to you for any questions that if they have.
Yes, so thank you so much, Ramesh. Thank you so much, Ganesh, and all the people who just from the VTiger team as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the panel is now open for questions. All our panelists on board. If you have any questions, kindly get into the chat section or the Q&A section, and please leave us your questions. Any queries, please leave it to us right now. We are more than happy to answer any doubts that you have.
So you could raise the hand, and one of our panelists will help you with an answer.
If you would like to ask the question orally, please raise your hand so that we can give you the opportunity to talk. Else, you can leave the question in the chat section in the Q&A. All the participants, this time is for you. Please utilize this. Thank you. I think, Ramesh, we are not having any doubts as far as I see, because the concepts are explained way too clearly with simple flow and ease.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess there is no.
Yeah. So Nikhil, I think then we can give it to Bharat, who can do the vote of thanks and
Yes,
conclude the
please.
session.
Yes, can I kindly have Mr. Bharat online with us, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Bharat from Team Rexins. Bharat sir, can we have you online? To other participants on board, we definitively still have time. If you have any kinds of doubt, please feel free to ask right now. And let me give you an important announcement before we make the vote of thanks. There is a special feedback session which can happen. So please ensure that you give us a feedback from your end, because you are a valuable customer to us. And you have attended this webinar, so any chance of improvement for us, we'd be more than happy to oblige. All over to you, Bharat.
thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, everyone, the participants who have attended this sessions. Thanks a lot for spending your time and joining our session. And thank you, VTiger team, for all your support for today's webinar session. So we would like to hear back the feedback from you on this webinar. And also we would like to inform you that we have a CRM evangelist group in our WhatsApp group, where we post oftenly some of the best practices and new IT related features. So we would be sending you the WhatsApp link. You can join us in this group. And also we have a YouTube channel where we post the latest and new features on our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that as well. And thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Be safe and grow your business by strengthening your relationship with your customers. Thank you.
So
Thank
thank
you
you,
so
everyone.
much, Ramesh.
Thanks a lot. Over to you, Nikhil.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ramesh. Thank you, Mr. Bharat from Rexins, and thank you, Nandini and Mamata from Rexins. And from V Tiger, Sumalata ma'am, Mr. Ganesh, Mr. Dheeraj, Mr. Harsh, Mr. Harish, Ms. Jyoti, and Ganesha. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. And forget not, ladies and gentlemen, this was a joint venture by Rexins and V Tiger on this lovely CRM meeting. So ensure this COVID-19 lockdown, none of your businesses go flat, because to up the curve, we are always with you. So kindly get back to us with your team so that we can give you this model of CRM and help you improve your business. And special thanks to MSME, all the people associated from MSME who were the co-hosts with us. So thank you so much, and please ensure that once the session is done, we would be emailing you the complete session over your emails. So you'll be receiving a video copy of all this. So do not wander off. And second most important thing, please leave us your valuable feedback. So I request everybody, all the participants, for joining us. Thank you so much for being with us. So stay blessed and have a great week ahead. Thank you, everyone. Signing off, this is Nikhil Bharadwaj.
Thanks. Bye.